got me, man. I'm trying to think.
The marketing for Kane Lynch 2 was really slick. Instead of highly polished CGI renders with not a single hair out of place, the trailers for Dog Days were vignettes filled with quick cuts, visceral combat and psychopathic voiceovers, all designed to highlight one of the game's key unique features, the in-game camera.
Where is she? Help me!
Rather than assuming the standard fixed over-the-shoulder perspective, the camera acts as if it's being held by someone right there in the thick of the action. It jars around a lot, it's grainy, and blurriness and artifacts run rampant. This is a quite deliberate move from IO Interactive, intended to enhance the gritty, ultra-realistic style of game they wanted to create. Indeed, game director Carsten Lund said specifically that the camera was inspired by the user-generated content era. Sites like YouTube and Facebook, where you regularly watch content that's been filmed on a handheld camera or a mobile phone. It takes some getting used to, mostly because you won't ever have played anything like it before, but it works. It's more than a gimmick, it's a unique, effective piece of creative inspiration. In fact, without it, it's fair to say that the game would have had almost nothing to claim as original in its own right. So good on them for trying something new and pulling it off. And so based on the marketing, which included hand-on-heart video testimonials from the developers professing to have listened to gamers' feedback and fixed the AI, shooting mechanics and cover system from Dead Men, expectations for Dog Days were reasonably high. IO clearly spent a lot of time on the cover system, which now works as well as any third-person game on the market, save for the current benchmark Splinter Cell Conviction. That's right, reviews that suggest it's broken are quite simply wrong or attention-seeking trolling. Seriously, it's fine. Pressing X or A moves you in and out of cover, and flicking the thumbstick left or right will position Lynch in order to get off a shot. You can also blind fire, a tactic you'll see a lot from your enemies. Get plugged by enough shots in quick succession and you'll fall to the ground, but instead of lying there helpless waiting for your partner as you did in Dead Men, you can now crawl, or if there's any around, stand up and cover. The shooting is much improved too, with lower quality guns taken from street thugs spraying fire realistically, and more accurate weapons picked up from soldiers capable of nailing enemies in 1 or 2 shots. But rather than simply tightening these elements, the developers went too far the other way. Gone are the stealth elements and the heists was number 1, and instead you'll spend almost the entire game running from location to location, hiding behind pillars or crouching behind benches, waiting for enemies to jump out so you can pop them between the eyes. And although this style of gameplay fits the storyline, there's almost no variation from this cover, shoot, run formula, and the experience suffers for it. Badly. The thing is, on the rare occasions the game does venture out into new territory with set pieces, it does so damn well. The helicopter battles late in the game are rippers. It's just a shame you'll probably knock yourself out face desking at the monotony before you get there. The 3 competitive multiplayer modes, Cops and Robbers, Undercover Cop and the signature Fragile Alliance, are interesting in concept and, aside from some heinous lag we experience, give the game a reasonable degree of longevity. Multiplayer revolves around grabbing as much loot as you can and hightailing it to the interaction point without A, being gunned down by the cops, or B, being gunned down by your buddies. Betraying your teammates is a great way of netting extra cash, but you'll also be tagged as a traitor and a prick, so choose wisely. Arcade mode is essentially Fragile Alliance with AI bots, and it's a good way to practice or get in some extra gameplay if you can't get online. And unlike number 1, the campaign is playable in co-op both offline and online. Given the level design, which for the most part offers multiple routes and is decidedly flanker friendly, you might be able to scrape another couple of playthroughs out of it. When you combine the gameplay improvements, one-of-a-kind camera, pixelated headshots and grisly corpses, dialogue and plot twists that do plenty to convince you you're controlling an actual self-medicating psychopath, and a contender for the most visually disturbing yet unintentionally hilarious nude scene in gaming history, we could have been onto a big winner. But just like Dante's Inferno, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands and Singularity from this year, Dog Days deserves praise in some areas but just needs serious qualification elsewhere, and in others, just needs a good old-fashioned shit canning. Kane Lynch 2 is a big improvement on its predecessor, and its pseudo-hardcore realism will resonate with some, but it ain't gonna blow your mind.